stack this paper. Yeah. I'm just trying to stack this paper. More money, more problems. Yeah. More money, more problems. I'm just trying to get this money.
Alright, y'all, welcome back to Just Business Interviews. We're here with K1NGSHA.
What's up with y'all?
You know, we got a little King John, Fake John over here. You know, hit little hooper, fake rapper, and shit like that. So, Sha, tell us about how you came up with your name first.
It's funny, growing up, my mother always told me and my brothers and sisters, think of yourself as like young black kings and young black queens. So I always thought of myself as like a king. So I just went with that. As I got older, K1NGSHA, I went with it, so I just went with that.
So, how long have you been making music?
Seriously, for about 9 months.
9 months. Yeah. So what you were doing before that?
I was playing basketball.
What school you went to?
I went to Potomac my freshman year, and then I transferred my sophomore year and came to Woodbridge. That's where I graduated from.
Shit, so was music always there, or was always basketball your whole life?
It was basketball mainly, but I was always like messing around with music. Everybody pretty much messed around with music.
Facts,
you know what I'm saying? Like on some joking stuff. Like my junior year, I used to mess around like in garage band and stuff like that. I never really took it serious, but I was focused on basketball. But then after high school, I started taking it real serious.
So what made you want to take it serious?
I noticed I was good at it.
Who told you? You told yourself?
No. It was a bunch of girls. I started out on some R&B stuff, and that's what kind of made me release my stuff. Cause I had stuff, just stuff I practiced and stuff, like over high school. But I never released it because I didn't know how good it was or how people was going to react to it.
Facts.
But I let some girls hear it, and they told me, you should drop this. It sounds good.
So what was your first song?
Wisdom.
Yeah. What was the mindset behind that?
It wasn't really no mindset. I just heard a beat and I liked how it sounded, and I just, I started flowing on it. I had it in my phone for like a year though before I released it.
Damn.
Yeah.
Why a year?
I just didn't know how people were going to react to it, like, somebody coming out singing and stuff like that.
From basketball to singing.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Everybody tried to make music, and I ain't. Back then, that's what I was caring about, what like people thought it would be, like stuff like that.
Okay.
But yeah.
So I'm gonna ask you a couple questions about your song. So I was on iTunes. What was the mindset behind the song Lately?
Alright, so
he was kind of getting a little deep in that song.
Alright, so I had a girlfriend, and she was like my first love, and we broke up. So I was like, I heard a beat. It was literally like 7 months after we stopped, being together. I heard this beat, and I was like, let me write a song. So I wrote a song, and I just, as I started like freestyling on the beat a little bit, to get a little flow going, I was like, this is a song about my exes. I only got one ex though, so I mean, it's kind of like.
You only got one?
Yeah, I
only dated one person?
Yeah, I only dated one person.
In your whole life?
My whole life. I mean, I had a couple little boos. I had a couple little boos from time to time, but like I was a high school, player. I was kind of popular, so like my cup of tea wasn't really trying to be, stay down. And
So how do females feel about your music right now?
They digging it. I think they like it.
They like that.
They like it.
They like it.
That's kind of what I was targeting when I first started making music. I knew a bunch of guys wasn't going to like gravitate to somebody singing, but I knew a lot of girls would definitely gravitate to it if it was good, and that's why I stuck with it, even though when like people was like, oh nah, he don't crank, like it's fine if the dudes are hating it, because girls are going to show love regardless. Guys be they envy, they're not going to really try to show love to everybody, but girls always going to show love. What I'm saying? They'll gas their ugly friends, even what I'm saying? Girls going to show love. So I'm gonna get the girl fan base, and normally when guys see a bunch of girls liking something, they're gonna hop on the wave eventually.
That's true.
So that's what I was aiming for.
So do you have any musical background in your family besides you? Anybody else do DJ, introduce it, stuff like that?
My mother's side of the family, I kind of been around music, my entire life, but I played sports growing up. My dad played sports. I'm the son, so I was kind of trying to do what my dad did. But my mother, she's a poet, and a bunch of her brothers and sisters are like producers and singers. So I was always around it, but like I said, it wasn't my cup of tea, so I didn't really gravitate to it. But I always knew that I could do it if I really wanted to.
So what did they say about your songs and you making music? How did they feel about you?
But they really like it. My uncle, he's a producer. He lives in New Jersey. He's actually a movie director. And he really likes my music. My mother likes my music. My dad likes it as well. My whole family kind of really supportive behind it. But yeah.
Well, what was your first visual again?
My first visual was Play for Keeps. I shot that literally a year ago. It was about 2 days ago. Like 2 days ago was the anniversary date. that I shot, it was me and my man Ricky Rick. That was my first visual. It was last summer. I still wasn't really that serious about music, but I was, you know, getting towards it. And I just did it for fun, kind of. But you know, that was my first visual.
So let's talk about the Prophecy song. I see you had a video. It was kind of different to everybody's video. So give us a rundown about why you made that song and why you made the video like that.
Literally, most of my music, it kind of has a message behind it. I kind of called it, you know, prophecy because I'm trying to speak something into existence, like me, myself. So, you know, when I wrote the song, I went to the studio, I recorded it, and I thought it was like, I was like, you know what, this can really be different. Like, the song was different. You know, I felt different vibes from it. I was like, you know what, this part can really blow up. So I got to go about it the right way. So, like, you know, I got to do something completely different than most artists in the area do. You know, basic. A lot of people do like basic videos where they just like, you know, outside or everybody's ganged up or, you know, just talking to it. But like, in music, you gotta kind of have to, well, especially like nowadays in the area, you kind of gotta manipulate people, you know, to gravitate to your music. You gotta do things, you know, that they want to see. That's how you get people to gravitate to your stuff. You do things that they can relate to. So I was like, you know, let me do something different. Let me get, you know, I kind of got like a fancy sense from the song. So I was like, you know, let me get dressed up. Let me go out.
You had the plane and shit, right?
That
How you get a whole plane?
Everybody keeps asking me. Everybody asks that question, how to get an airplane. But at the National Harbor, they had this airplane parked, you know, outside, like people like to view and just to go look around and stuff like that. But it was closed off, so I kind of like went through the gate and I just shot some. I was like, you know what, just a few scenes shouldn't hurt. You know what I'm saying? Like, but if it like really blows up to the point where I can get like in trouble for it, then I might get in trouble. But I was like, you know what? Fuck it, I'll just take the risk. So yeah, and I knew. I seen. Yeah, thank you. I seen the plane like 3 weeks before I even like made the song, and I was like, you know what? If I do a song, I definitely want to come here and like do some scenes because I would look dope. Yeah.
How many views you got on that joint right now?
I think it's at like 6,000 on YouTube.
So what about the Victim video shoot? What was that? What was the mindset behind that song?
I actually recorded that song back in like February. And I was kind of holding on to it because I kind of figured it was going to be like a summer type of theme, you know, type of song. So I was like, I'm going to drop it in the summer, I'm not going to drop it, you know, in the winter, stuff like that. And they literally had opened up that new spot, a little boardwalk. And I was like, you know what, let me go there. I just try to do everything different than everybody. Because if they see the same thing, people hear the same thing, they're not going to keep listening to, you know, the same person because they're going to get tired of what they're hearing. So yeah, that was pretty much.
You were supposed to have a pool party for that one.
Yeah, I was supposed to have a pool party.
That joint been fire. Everybody in that
But it's hard as hell to get Airbnbs now because like they all know, you know, with somebody young, mom said they trying to party, and that's their house. They're not trying, you know, damage their crib. But I was supposed to throw a pool party. Thank you for reminding me. I was supposed to throw a pool party. We was talking about it before the summer started, but I had made Prophecy after I was about to shoot Victims. So I was like, you know what, let me drop Victims right now because I want all the attention, you know, in July to be on Prophecy, you know what I'm saying? So I was like, I don't have time to do a party, promote it, and, you know, try to get all that together. So I was like, you know what, let me just shoot it and then just focus on Prophecy. That's pretty much what it was. But I was supposed to do a pool party for that. That would have been sweet.
That would have been dope. A whole mansion pool party, everybody cranking to that joint. That should have been fire.
It's better though, because I'll just save that idea for next summer. You know what I'm saying?
So tell us about basically what has been the hardest part about you coming out from being a sports person playing basketball to being an artist. Like, what was different and what changed?
The hardest part really was just trying to get people to like respect, you know, what you're doing. Because like I said, everybody comes out, like it's hella people in Virginia that try to make music, so it's hard for people to take you serious. So that probably was the hardest transition, but just, you know, not balling every day like I used to in high school, that's kind of like different. But I kind of got used to it quick because, you know, I'm an adult now. It's good to have, it's good to have like dreams and goals, but you also got to be like realistic, you know, with yourself, because everything you do now is going to affect how you are in the future. So that probably was the hardest thing, but I kind of adjusted to it pretty fast. Like I said, I've only been doing it for about 9 months, seriously.
So how have you adjusted from leaving school to being an artist? Like, I know a lot of artists say you got to put a lot of money behind it. So how do you do that? Do you work, support yourself, or you got people investing into you?
I support myself. A lot of this, you know, financially I do this alone. At the beginning of this, well, about 2 months before summer started, I was working 2 jobs. I was a transporter, you know, for elders, and I was also working at like Coach, retail style in the mall. I only work 1 job now because it was just getting too busy for me to try to balance it out. but I work 2 jobs so I can, you know, get enough money to support myself to do videos and go to studio time, stuff like that, you know, throughout the summer. So, yeah, I do work right now. I got 1 job, so yeah, that probably was the hardest thing.
So where do you see yourself by next summer around this time? Where do you see yourself? Or what do you see yourself doing?
I still see myself doing music next summer, but you know, I'm also, like I said, I'm going to be realistic with myself. I don't see, you know, a dramatic change, you know, over time. I'm going to try to, I'll still do music, obviously, but I'm also going to try something else, you know, different trade off. I probably might go back to school, you know.
What would you do if you go back to school? What major or trade?
I would definitely learn business. That's what I want to get in, business and marketing. Because I want to get in, that's definitely like my backup plan, is definitely to get into real estate. It's not really hard to get into it, but it's just how you go about it, who you know really.
It's easy. You just gotta take a class, study, get your license, and then you got either make your own company or get on somebody's company.
But that process is not easy though, because
it's like 90 hours of class work and a whole test.
You got to pay for tests, and it's kind of really hit or miss when you're in retail, because you can be a real estate agent, but if nobody's buying your properties, you're going to end up losing way more money than you're making. So it's definitely a gamble. But I would use, if I was to like really blow up with music, I would use all the clout that I have to definitely put towards real estate. You know, invest in a lot of different things so I can, you know, just have constant money, just in case if music ever stopped, and I already have a backup plan. But yeah.
Can you tell us about like any artists, producers, anybody who basically respected you when you first came out?
Yeah, I would definitely say it was Ricky Rick. He was probably one of the first artists that, you know, actually acknowledged and saw, you know, bigger, like not just right now, but see what I could do with it, you know, later on. So that's probably why I collab with him, because, like I said, we've been friends for a long time, but, you know, I actually liked his music before we even started, so I was like, you know, let me go ahead and collab with my bro.
Have you used any Rick beats yet?
I have not used any beats. That's the crazy thing, because we really close. Like, that's really like one of my, like, I consider him as kind of like family. But I don't really use his beats. It's because like most of his beats are kind of like trap stuff.
Beats,
you know? I mean, my like flow is kind of like sing rap, but like most of his stuff is like the trap hard stuff. So like, I mean, I could get on something like that, but that's not really my genre. So I'm not about to like force myself on it. You know what I'm saying? But yeah.
So who would you say right now? Give me your top 5 VA artists right now, based off lyrics,
VA artists,
cloud, visuals. Yeah, top VA.
Hard. VA artists, top 5.
Or you can name your favorite top.
I don't really have favorites. I mean, there's a lot of talented artists out here. Definitely, people who are doing their thing is like Freaky Flash, you know, Ruga, Bam, and you know Marcus. You know, they doing their thing. That's pretty much what I would say. They doing their thing for real.
So for you already having buzz from off playing basketball, and then who you are already in the music, do you see yourself being independent the whole time, or like say a label came to you, would you sign, or you just want to keep being independent?
I honestly think it would depend on like the label. Like obviously anybody want to stay independent, but like, you know, at the end goal is really to get out there and, you know, make money and stuff like that. So if a label came to me and they was talking, you know, good, and if I was feeling what they were saying, me and my manager, you know, talked about it, and it would be like, seemed like it would be a good fit for me, then I would sign. But I would try to stay independent. I mean, I think I might try to go the independent way, because like I said, I've only been doing it for about 8 months, but I got a lot of, you know, buzz.
Yeah, you got a lot of buzz,
you know, pretty
right?
fast. So I feel like if I keep doing what I'm doing over time, you know, I should be fine.
Okay. So have you done any shows yet?
I recently just had my first show about 2 nights ago.
How was that?
It was actually kind of fun. It was out in Maryland. You know, it was a back to school event, and it was a back to school event. You know, they asked me to come perform, and I was like, you know what, I'll just go perform, because I need to get my first show out the way, just to have the experience, you know,
was you
performing.
nervous?
I wouldn't say I was nervous. I was just kind of like curious though, like what I would do, because I kind of never been to a concert before. Well, I've been to like some concerts with my mom, like Erica Badu, like Mary J. Blige, but I was really young, so I don't really, you know, understand
you
that.
never been to nobody else's performances before? Oh,
I've never been to no performances. You know, I never see performances. I just see like what I see on the media from like other famous artists, but I never knew, you know, like the basis of any of that stuff, like, you know, the mic, how to the mic, you know what I'm saying? You can't be too close, can't be too far. Like I didn't know any of that, but I know if I was to like keep growing where I am, obviously I would have a show one day. I don't want to wait till then to try to get the experience. I want to learn it now. So, you know, show them kind of good. You know, they've opened me pretty good. a lot of the little kids actually knew my lyrics, and I was out in Maryland. I was kind of surprised, but not really know, because like my music really does, travel. So I wasn't really surprised, but I was surprised they knew. One of the little guys really knew like all the lyrics to the first song I was doing.
So where are you from again?
I'm from Baltimore, Maryland.
What part of Baltimore?
Maryland.
Oh.
Around like Park Heights. Yeah.
So how long you lived out there?
Lived out there until I was about 10. Then I moved out to Southeast DC, and I was there for about a year. And I moved back.
So who you claim? What state you claim?
I mean.
Or you the DMV? No cap.
Mr. DMV. Nah. I'm not finished though. But I was in Maryland, Baltimore, Maryland. Then I moved to the Southeast. Then I moved to Greenbelt, Maryland. Then I came to Dumfries. So I was in Baltimore until I was about 9 years old. But like my parents moved us out of there. When they moved us out of there, I was just thinking like, why they moved us away, like from all my friends and like people there is basically like family. It's like why they moving us away? But it was because it was like a bad area, and it's not really a family welcoming area, for children to live at. And I got 5 other siblings, so my family's definitely like big on safety and security, and they probably wanted to raise us in a better environment. So we moved from Baltimore, then we moved to Southeast for about a year, then we moved to Greenbelt, Maryland, and I was there for about a year, and something happened over there, so we moved from there. And I came to Dumfries. I was living in Dumfries for about 4 years. Moved out there when I was about 11, and then when I started high school, I moved over to Woodbridge.
So what's the differences between since you lived in Baltimore, you lived in Greenbelt, Southeast, Dumfries, Woodbridge? What's the differences?
It's definitely a big difference from Virginia. Back in like where I was living in Baltimore, it was like really like a hood area. I wasn't into no hood stuff like that because obviously I was young and my parents, kept me away from those type of things. But I definitely did see, a lot of things out there, and I see that I come to Virginia, and this is basically like Hollywood, compared to that area. So like I don't really respect a lot of the stuff I see in Virginia because like I actually did, see like hard times and tragic things. And then I come out to Virginia and you see people, really trying to like act it just because they want to be cool, but it's not cool. Like even like real like hood people would tell you that life isn't cool. Your environment, makes you who you are. You know what I'm saying? So like they don't choose to be hood, but like the environment, forces them to be because you gotta, be secure. Like I had 2 brothers. They weren't like biological brothers. They were like family. Like they were older brothers. I knew them my entire life. They both were shot and killed in Baltimore. They were shot and killed actually after I moved away. One of them, he was shot in broad daylight out of his barbershop at like 4 o'clock, right when he left. Just probably some things that were related down there that he probably was into that I didn't know about, but after I moved. So I think that's pretty much why my parents really wanted to move, because they didn't want us to be caught up in anything. Like I said, it was kind of a bad area where I was at. But I was kind of in a secure spot though because my family's like Muslim, and I'm Muslim too, so we used to be.
Oh, so you're Muslim?
Yeah, I'm Muslim.
How is that? Like I know it's a lot of your friends Muslim. Like
I have a few friends that are Muslim, but the majority of them aren't. So like definitely growing up being a Muslim and then coming to Virginia, it's kind of like a big difference. How you live your life, because when I was in Baltimore, I was definitely way more religious than I am now, obviously. But I still am religious, but. It is hard to try to balance, religious life and you're out, in the public life with other people.
So give us a rundown about basically your religion. This for people that don't know what Muslim is.
Islam is pretty much freedom, justice, and equality. Most religions are kind of basically the same as others. People really get religious and they like miss the bigger picture. Pretty much, we still believe in Jesus. We just don't think that he's like, God, but we do believe in Jesus. He's a prophet. Freedom, justice, and equality. That's pretty much, what it is. Like I said, I'm not too religious, but I know my original standpoint. You know what I'm saying?
Okay. So how would you want to be remembered as an artist and a person?
As a person, definitely somebody that helps people. I kind of want to use my attention from music to like build a foundation for like anybody, black, white, any race who may need like motivation, because definitely as you get older you realize, how serious life is, and people may need motivation because there's hella trials. It's really about how you get through them, but I definitely want to use my clout, my attention to like be a voice, for young people or older people, anybody that may need motivation, just to get through, you know, show people, put people in a position, you know, to be successful. That's what I want to do. So it's kind of bigger than music, really. I want to use the attention I get to do those things, you know what I'm saying? So that's why I want to be remembered, somebody that's helped people, somebody that's always there trying to put people in a position to be successful. That's how I want to be, as an artist and as an individual.
Yeah, so how do you keep pushing as an artist when it's like a hard time? Like, you have writer's block, or people not feeling your song, not getting enough buzz like you thought it was? What keeps you going?
For the most part, it's kind of been positive, so it really hasn't been anything hard. And if you listen to my music, it's always like a message in my song. So I don't really be getting writer's block like that, because everything I do speak on is literally things that you know, that go on. Like, it's important things, whether it's you know, love or if it's a struggle. It's all something like real, so it's all natural. So it's not really hard, you know, to make my music, because like I said, all of it's pretty much natural.
So before we end, I got one question. How would you tell somebody, like you said, a little kid at the show, if he wanted to make music after seeing you, what would you tell him about like how to start, or what basically how to create his own path?
I would definitely tell him to create his own path first. I wouldn't tell him to just do music because he see me doing it or it looks good for me, because you know, in life there's a lot of things you can do, but you also got to be realistic, you know, with yourself and with your craft. You can't waste time, you know what I'm saying, doing things. Anybody that want to make music, I would tell them, you know, definitely pursue the dream, but you also got to be realistic, and, you know your strengths and know your weaknesses, and, you know, don't go about things because you see other people doing it. I would definitely tell them to definitely, you know, find something that interests them, and, you know, try that.
So tell us about the upcoming music you have coming out.
I ain't gonna lie,
That you can say.
I have a lot of unreleased music. Most of the stuff that I do have released is stuff that I actually recorded, you know, at least 4 months ago. That's my man John, because he be with me every time I go record. But a lot of the music that I have in my phone is, I wouldn't say it's completely different from the stuff I have released, but you can definitely see like dramatic improvement in like my songs. Like Prophecy was that was a recent one, but you can tell Prophecy was kind of different from like the rest of my other stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, I got other music definitely that's better than Prophecy and all the other things I got out right now. So yeah, stay tuned.
How do you pick your songs that you post? Like, what is your routine?
It literally is kind of just how like I'm feeling. You know, a lot of my music has different kind of vibes to it. So any kind of vibe that I feel like, you know, I'm in right now, or like, you know, how it is throughout the years, and I post it like that. Like lately, I dropped that in like the winter, you know, cold time. You know what I'm saying? Like people going. That's kind of like boot up season. You know what I'm saying? Like people going to gravitate to that. Everybody been through a heartbreak, so I knew everybody was going to like gravitate to that quick.
I was listening to that joint the other day in the car. I was like, hold on, he's going through shit, son.
Yeah, I be listening to that from time to time too.
So, what would you say is like basically, like, give us your rundown of how you make a song?
Alright, my process of making a song, I literally find a beat, and that's kind of the base of the whole thing. I find a beat
What
first.
type beats do you use? Like YouTube, what you type in, or you got people send you beats?
I do have, like recently now, I literally get like at least 50 emails like a day of just producers, you know, just blasting my emails with beats, and I don't even be opening them just because there's so many of them. I was like, you know, I'm not even about to look, but I normally get all my beats from like YouTube, you know? So I kind of like use like I might use some like Jacquees type beats, I might use some like Roddy Ricch type beats, I might use some like Youngboy type beats. Like a lot of my new music, like you'll see, but like I definitely I use those type of beats for the majority of it.
So what would you? I know you say you want your music to have a purpose and to motivate kids. What would you do, or what are you going to do besides music to help like keep the area in a positive way and keep motivating kids?
Yeah, definitely. Like I said, I want to give opportunities for people. So a lot of people think they gotta go straight to college to be successful. There's other ways around it. I mean, if you have like a main source, because in like a society, it's really about who you know with anything, whether it's sports, music, you know, real estate, business, anything. If you have like connection with people, you'll get results, you know, pretty fast, whether it's somebody that has no connection. So I would be that, you know, that advocate, you know, to give them an opportunity to be successful, put them in position, an opportunity, you know, for them to shine. So whether it is music or they want to learn business, I would have different things, you know, for them.
Yeah, so what would you do, like scholarship, have
scholarship,
a building, have shows?
Yeah, stuff like that, or I would probably even open up an academy that just teaches, you know, people outside of like things from school, just basically teaching them things that would prepare them for life. because a lot of things that they teach you in school, you know, it only, you know, prepares you academically, you know, after high school. It doesn't really give you like life lessons and what's really important, because, you know, life does get hard after you get out of high school. It's really just you against the world, you know what I'm saying? Like,
life is worse after you get to college, because you like, I'm done with this.
Exactly.
I do now.
Exactly. And they don't really teach you a lot of those things. I mean, parents definitely go over it, and some parents are different, but, you know, nobody really drills in your head like, yo, this is how it's going to be when you get out of high school. This is what you're going to, you know, this is going to affect you from like time to time. I think it's really important to train and teach people those type of things so they can, you know, find a bigger picture.
Could you tell us basically about one life experience that basically changed you, or maybe shaped you as a person?
Definitely last year when I got out of high school. Like, you know, in high school I had like these friends. It was my friend group, Fat Five. I was with them, you know, every day.
Who's in Fat Five?
John, Andre, Miller, and Derek, and myself. So that's my crew. That was my brothers. So I was, you know, with them being like all day, every day. You know, at school, out of school. You know, we still, you know, as tight as ever. You know, they all went off to school, and I'm the only one that didn't go off because, you know, some complications happened. At school, I was supposed to be going to play basketball at, and, you know, I ended up staying home. So, like, they was all off, so I'm like, damn, you know, I don't know what I'm about to do, you know what I'm saying? Like, a lot of people that don't go to school, you know, they really, like, they feel like they in a rut. You know, have no idea what they want to do. They don't know their next move. They think about their future, you know what I'm saying? So that's kind of like you know, I really had to get myself on track. I had to grow up, you know, really fast. I've always been mature growing up, but, like, that was kind of like an experience when it was just, you know, 'cause it was just me and my cousin down here at the time, because he had came back from school as well, because he got injured. So it was kind of just like me and him. You know, it was hard as hell to like find a job. You know, I was applying hella spots. You know, you just want to, you just want to be active. You know what I'm saying? Like, you trying to find out what the hell you finna do next. You know, with life. So like that's probably was like a traumatic, you know, experience that really, you know, like changed my whole view on life and just made me really be serious about a lot of things and really focus on myself. So I created like a blueprint, you know, with music, because I was talking to my high school coach and he had told me, like, you know, you gotta find what's, you know, important to you. You gotta try to pursue that. You know what I'm saying? Like, college is not for everybody. You know, I'm not saying don't go to school or anything like that. But, you know, you gotta, like I said, you gotta be realistic with yourself. You don't want to go and waste time. Like, if I wanted to, you know what I'm saying? Like, I could easily, you know, went to like OD or something like that and go to school, but I didn't really know what I wanted to do in school. So I didn't want to waste, you know, taking out loans and being in debt. You know, say I don't even finish college, but I gotta have all that debt to pay off after. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people do that. They make that big mistake where they just feel like they gotta, you know, rush to go to school because they don't know what they want to do with their life, and then they waste all that money. You know what I'm saying? They don't finish school, they back at home, and now they don't know what they want to do, and they got all these, you know, they in debt their entire life trying to play catch up. You know what I'm saying?
So you got plans on going to school maybe in the future, you think?
Maybe. I think I might even go next semester,
Next
to be honest.
semester? Well, in the spring or the fall?
In the fall.
Oh, fall?
Well,
Spring.
spring.
What school you think about?
I'm probably going to be at Nova.
Nova?
Yeah.
But what you going to go for, just to get the basic classes out the way, or you go for a type of degree?
I'm about to go for my associates, definitely. But I want to, like I said, I want to study business. I want to get into business anyway, so I'm pretty much going to go to school.
What type of business? Like,
Marketing.
I know, I do business, but I'm more on the entrepreneurial side, marketing side. You said marketing.
Marketing and entrepreneurship, definitely. I want to be my own boss. I want to put people in a position to be successful.
What type of businesses you think about doing?
Real estate.
Just real estate?
I mean,
you don't got no.
I definitely want to do like a clothing brand.
I was about to say,
You know,
I know you got some merch ideas.
A lot of my supporters, they've been telling me to drop some merchandise because they want to buy it. So I think, you know what, I should definitely, you know, create a little logo from K1NGSHA. I was going to do a logo. I actually already started sketching some ideas. I'm about to get some merchandise made, so like some t-shirts, some hoodies, you know, backpacks, stuff like that. Stuff that's like friendly to, like, you know, all ages, so people can gravitate to. But I would definitely like use, you know, my attention to make as much money as I can.
So before we end, I want to ask you, what was one thing that someone told you that stuck with you, that helped you with music? The most powerful thing that you heard, either it's from your family who's in the music industry already, or your friends who know you from playing basketball to doing music?
Well, I would say the most positive thing, my mother just told me, just if I want to get into, well, my mother and my father told me this, but if I really want to do this, you know, you got to eat, sleep, you know, you got to make this, you know, your job. You got to be serious about it. You can't joke around about it. Everything you do is going to affect how you move. And then definitely, you know, my close friends, you know, that support me, that tell me just keep pushing through it. But a lot of, like I said, a lot of the stuff is kind of like me, because I'm really self-driven, you know, to be successful. I think about my future every day, you know what I'm saying? Like, so it's pretty much, like I said, me on a supportive side, like, I push myself, you know, to really keep going. Like I said, I definitely see the bigger picture in life, and I view it from a different angle, so I definitely want to execute it from a different perspective. So I kind of go about a lot of things by myself. It's K1NGSHA, y'all know the vibes. Just want to give a few shout outs to like my family, you know, my close friends, and everybody that supports my music. I really appreciate y'all. You know, y'all the reason why I make money off of this, and you know, while I'm doing good with it. So thank you, keep sharing, stay on the journey, and there's a lot, so stay tuned. Peace, love.